your part two to the same title. And for TikTok, as people come in on the TikTok, this will be your first time hearing about it. I've been having problems with my videos, violating community guidelines. So the live videos that I put on TikTok will be most of my information that I put up. And if you want to catch it live, that's the way you have to do it. And if not, you have to go to YouTube and catch whatever else I put up on YouTube. What's up, big dog? What's up, Josh? Glad to see you here, man. Thank you for coming in today. Thank you for your hearts, your likes. Thank you for your support. Appreciate you, cuz. It means a lot. Whether if you agree with everything or not, I appreciate your support. You already know how to go. Capricorn babies for life. And hello to everyone else out there on the YouTube world. And if you didn't catch the first YouTube, like I said, this is the first one on TikTok and the second one on YouTube. But discovering yourself is the biggest discovery of a lifetime. And to piggyback off some of the things that we talked about there, what we talked about was a lot of times we don't really have a chance, or we never really discover ourselves. A lot of times when we go out to soul searching or to find out things, we're searching out certain things. Most times we may go on a soul journey, we're searching out our religion or our spirituality, and we're searching out things from that understanding and that teaching. And so the information you bring in will be from an outside source, whether it resonates with something that you kind of feel like, or your intuition within inside of you, whether it's from your job, or if we're trying to discover ourselves in like what's my purpose in life, why am I here, what am I to do while I'm here, because I know I was created for more than just to be living, if some of those things are the concepts. As I spoke before, religion, a lot of time in religion, you want to find out, with most Christianity, is where do you fit in with God? Where's your place in God? And once you find your identity in God or your religion, then you can find your worth as a human. I'm going to challenge that a little bit too. So if you do have thoughts, concerns, or comments, please put them in the comment section, and we can address some of those things, or we can talk about some of those things as well. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, and thank you for your followings as well. And if you're on YouTube or TikTok, if you don't mind, to help me with my analytics, put a one in the chat if this is the first time you've come across me or any of my content, or put a two in the chat if you're old, and let me know where you're from. So I appreciate that and greatly appreciate that. So if you're here, you're watching, and you're listening, do those free things for me that will help out, by liking, subscribing, commenting one if first time seeing or hearing me or any of my content, and put a two in if you're not new, and where you're from if you don't mind. Like I said before, you can put your likes, shares, and your comments in here too, and we can discuss those things. I know we're on TikTok, and if you're on TikTok, if you would like to request to come up and conversate with us, you can. And I don't know if I have the capability on YouTube. But a lot of times, to get back to the subject, a lot of times we try to find ourselves in outside sources and our identity in outside things. It can be in your job and your task, your family tradition. Say if your family were carpenters, farmers, electricians, or whatever they may be in, or they served the military. Sometimes you want to do what your great granddad did or your great grandmama did. They was in the military, and you want to serve and do those things, and you try to find your self worth or your identity in those things, in those areas. What's up, Terrible Times? It's a howdy. What's up to you as well? Hello to everyone on TikTok. Zazara01, Mr. Doe, Deborah McFarlane. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? And so we try to search and we look for those things. You can find it as being a great man in society. You want to be the best man as you can. You want to protect, provide, and take care of the household. Or if you're a woman, you want to be the best that you can be, providing financially, You want to keep the best house. You want to be the best mother. You want to be the best sister, mother-in-law, cousin. How we want to sum it up. So those things I feel like have been confused with the discovering of ourselves. We discovered a thing. We discovered a place. We discovered a certain diagraphic. Can't think of the word now, but we've accepted or looked at a certain thing, and we begin to get into that, and we engulf ourselves into that. We take ourselves into our work, into our studies, into our beliefs. We indulge ourselves into our positions as a father, a mother, a supervisor, lead man, a farmer, or whatever it may be. We do those things. Okay, Maya, you liable to be banned or took off, bro, because I don't know you, but that's uncalled for. And anyway, if that's what you're here for, I'm gonna leave your comments up because it helps with the algorithm. But anywho, that's as much attention as you can get. If you take that off, sweet potato pie will come out. Secret confessions. It says howdy. Secret confession. Is it true that you was an extra in the movie Brokeback Mountain? So okay, so I'm gonna leave your comments up there too. Whatever the last thing that I repeat about you as well, and I can see that this conversation is beyond an intelligent response because it wasn't given from an intelligent individual. So I can't give you an intelligent response. But anyone in the comments can see what those persons have said and what their comments are. So anywho, how many people actually search and discover themselves? Who are you? What are you? How do you feel? How do you think? How much of that is given from someone else's perspective? How much of your life is consumed or indulged with the thoughts and perspective of your parents, which was handed down with good intention, so we're not going that route. But the ideals, thoughts, and your reality of the world and your views were given to you from an external person, and you've taken them for truth, and you've went through life with that, and actually identified yourself as those things. And then as you go through life, and I appreciate that. I can't get your name right, but the last number is 449. Say hi, hello. I subbed and I subscribed. I thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support and your continuously growth in yourself, because I do believe everyone here is vibrating on the same type frequency. So there's some reason that you're here, and there's something that you're going to take away, and there's something you'll be able to give, even if you never even come in or do whatever. But I do thank you, love you, and appreciate you for investing in yourself and giving of yourself with your energy, times, and your thoughts. And he's from Scrobe, whatever that is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. I'm not sure. I can't tell by the name, but thank you and hello. So we can go through those things in our life, living a life up under those identities, those information that we're given that we're accepted for truth, and confuse those with our self-identity. And for me, what helped me to identify what my self-identity was and my self-mastery and my self-growth was the thoughts and questions that I had for those that gave me information. My mom and dad and my grandparents, everyone else talked about my birthday, the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny. And I questioned those people about them and when, where, how, and why. How did it come about? When was it first started? Why did we do it? And what's up with it? Is it true? Is it fairy tale? Is it fiction? And so once I use those scenarios in a very simple, light fashion. So when you do those things in a simple, light fashion, we call them white lies or little small things. It's all about the culture and it's all fun. It's up in the upbringing of the kids. It's nice and it's enjoyable. I don't want to script my kid of the Tooth Fairy, so I'm gonna tell them this till they're old enough to know better, or they begin to have knowledge and understand different. But my identity was that kid that was questioning everything that didn't line up with what I knew naturally. It didn't make sense for the Tooth Fairy. It didn't make sense for the Easter Bunny. And this might hurt a bunch of people's feelings, but it didn't make sense about God. It makes sense about the Bible, or some of the things about mythology, some of the social norms about everything. And later on, if you're on TikTok, we'll be dealing more into about my indigenous bloodline and my indigenous heritage, and digging more and more into the truths about those things as well. But discovering myself, for me, was the biggest find of a lifetime. And when you discover yourself, I feel like it's more helpful for you, like it was for me, to if I was to jump into Christianity or to religion or into Buddhist, Kemet, Muslim, or whatever it may be that I jump into for a school of thought, or spirituality, or religion. If I jumped into anything that would make me profitable, if it were from truck driving to maintenance to engineering to building to construction to farming, I could better fit myself and I can profit myself better by discovering myself whenever I go into these arenas or into these things, if that makes sense. And that's cool. You can be whatever it is. And like I say, everyone has the right to believe and feel how whatever it is. And I express my feelings here. But Luis Lopez, that's fine as well, too. So, saying that, to say this is that whatever makes you a better person or whatever you do, discover yourself in all faculties of life. If you're a Christian and you believe in the Bible and you study to a certain degree, because I know everyone has a different opinion, view, thoughts about the same scriptures. No matter what version you read, you're going to have your own view, thoughts, opinion, interpretation of what the word speaks to you or how the Holy Spirit translates the whatever you're reading to you. That's not for whatever, and that goes to anywhere. It goes anywhere. You can have one Christian, one Buddhist, one Muslim. One can read the same literature. One will believe in freedom, emancipation. One will believe in slavery. And one will believe in bondage. And reading the same thing. But anywho, you can better employ yourself in those faculties when you have really discovered yourself and you know how and what, when, where it is about you, how you operate. So I believe that in life, for me, what helps out is that going through life and examining myself and working in my what I call self-mastery here is developing myself and examining things with myself. And I love and appreciate all the knowledge, upbringing, and everything else that I got, and the information that I got. But got to the point where I had to discover me. I had to discover Rico. I've done my research in discovering the Bible, and to the Samaritans, and to some Egyptians, and to some Kemet, and to some Buddhists, and to some Muslim, different schools of thoughts and information, historical, or spiritual or religious life, and to society norms as well, and different cultures and geographical locations and the way certain people believe, think, or whatever. But discovering myself has been the biggest part, the most rewarding, and the most satisfying thing that I have ever discovered. And being truthful with myself. Being truthful with myself and discovering myself. And you have a great day too, Mr. Lopez, as well. And hearts. And you have the right words and the kind that makes you happy. Okay. And thank you everyone else for your comments on TikTok and on YouTube. If I can't get to them, I will read over them later if I can't respond to them. But I do thank you for your thoughts, opinions, your comments. Same thing on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you put a 1 in the comment. If you're brand new, 2 if you've been here before. And you also can let me know where you're from, your thoughts and opinions, your views about it. And if something that you really want to discuss, let me know that you want to discuss it and put it whatever it is that you want to discuss in the topic. If you want to expand on something that I've talked about, or however, whatever, put it in there and let me know. Okay, so being satisfied in certain positions for me is not the same as discovering myself. Say that if I was satisfied with being whoever and however my family has always done. I'm not going to get into deep details or to say I'm going to be completely transparent, but say that if my family was alcoholic, drug dealers, pimps, and thugs, or there was devout Christian, devout Muslims, or devout Buddhists, or whatever they may be, to continue that cultural living and that cultural thing that was passed down through bloodline to bloodline, I can become happy in that place and saying this is who I am and this is what I am. Or I use the Bible a lot, but for Bible term, I can say I'm only human, and then God made me out of clay. I'm only human. I'm prone for mistakes. I'm prone for this. Or this is just the mind frame of this is just what it is, and that's what it's going to be. And I'm going to continue to operate from that level or operate from that place. And so, what you are is something that only you can identify with and that you can express unto the world. So I guess I would say my guidance and my deploy or my embark unto you is to do your self-mastery and examine your things in right standing. Examine yourself in right standing and see all these things just because this is what your grandpa or your mama said and it always was. This is the way they always done it. Or we created our bread or we cooked our bread this certain way. This is the way they always done it. Or, you know what I mean? Examine those things and see if that's what makes you who you are. Or there's something that you will confront or something that you will question. If it's something you will question or something that you will want to examine, then that means that it is worth your attention. Then it is a high probability that it's not you. Because if you're questioning something outside of yourself, that means that it's not in agreement with something that's inside of you. And if you are in line with something that's inside of you, I'm saying examine that thing that is inside of you and make sure that it's not fundamentally built, fundamentally completed, and fundamentally exemplified only through outside display. For me, what leads to only confusion, leaves you trying to reverse engineer, leads you to conforming instead of completing a whole complete transformation. And we talked about before in other videos, conforming is fine if you know what you're conforming to. So when you notice that you conformed or transformed yourself into something, check and examine your transformation and your conformation or your conformities. You know, so what is it about yourself that you feel like you've discovered or that you may have examined for yourself that you discovered to be true? Or what things have you discovered to find out to be truth that is not absolute truth to you? Because we're going to get into this, and I do have time because I control the time here. What in your search for truth, you don't find the truth that you're seeking, or you're forced to live the lie that you were previously existed living. In your search for truth, when you search for the truth and you do not come to a conclusive ending, or you do not come to an expected ending and to having enough evidence to support that truth, will you go back to your default setting and continue to live that lie as a truth? Question for thoughts. Let me get the hearts up on TikTok. Let me get more hearts. I see a lot of people coming in here. Let me get the hearts, the 1, 2s in the chat. Let me know where you're from, what's going on. And continue to get the hearts and the likes and the subscriptions up on TikTok and both. Thanks to everyone for their support. I love you and I'm in love with you. Thank you for being the best part of your day and you being you in your unique way and allowing me to be here to fill your airways up with my thoughts and opinions about me and my experiences in life. So thank you in advance. Thank you for those that will watch it later. But for those that's on TikTok, you're going to subscribe and like to the channel because I get a lot of community guideline restrictions on TikTok. So when I go to upload my lives, I don't get to share it. When I break them down in clips, there's certain parts missing. So subscribe to the channel, get the notifications, or become a follower, however, whatever it is on TikTok, and keep up with me and keep up with all the lives that we do. And if you did become a fan club member, you would automatically get copies of the live or And if you become a guest, the same way you become a guest, you get a copy of the live. You can do that as well. Okay? So when we go back to examining things with it, I figure for me, I examine things with actual facts. And what I mean by facts is something I can prove, something I can touch, taste, feel, or experience, and it gives me a certain results. And that result is the fact of that. Even if I got to go through certain different, or I don't mean like different variations, that's later on, but if I got to do the same thing 4 or 5 times or 10 times to see the average of what I get out of this actions or whatever, this thought or whatever I embark in, to give me this result, and take the result for what it is. And I think Lewis, I think you've Louis Lovan, I think you shared this on YouTube, and I thank you for that as well. Thank you for everyone else. Thank you for your likes on TikTok and your comments in the script in the comment section. But I go through and I examine those things, and those things I can accept for me. It's like, okay, is there anything outside? Is there a dome? Is there any way man has ever been to space? I don't know. For me, I don't think that, and I don't believe that, just as well as no one's actually been to the deepest parts of the earth to examine it. But to take that out of the equation, those things that I can examine and hold for truth, that's what I will do. There's no fanatic or no great answer to say what is life before life and what is life after life. Is there heaven or hell? Is there above? Is there below? Is there a mayat? Is there whatever? Is there a land of reed? However it may be, we have no evidence. I have none, and I can't find anyone. And Mr. Jerome, I'm going to have to go ahead and ban you and block you from YouTube because that ain't cool. I mean, from TikTok. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm going to get you here too, Mr. Jerome. I appreciate you. And I'm going to get right back with the topic and the subject. And Mr. Lopez, that's great. That's great. And I hope you don't feel no type of way about it, but if you don't mind, expound on that into the comment section and tell me more about why you believe that, what you believe, and how did you come to that conclusion as well. But for everyone else, until he does or she does, and I don't want nobody to feel or to say anything negative towards any comment that anyone put into this comment sections, because that ain't what we're here for. You know what I mean? I'm expressing my opinion, my thoughts, and if they take the time to express their feelings and thoughts, give them the same respect and gratitude that I ask for and that I extend outward. You know? So, thank you and love you for that as well. But there's no definite for me to say that no one's from the past or no one's from the future have came back and told me these things about the afterlife or whatever. So my only conclusion to come up with is that there had to be someone that actually lived in, like I'm living now, that has left that on record, or their thoughts and opinions, their views about the before and the after, not experiencing it. But anywho, I can get into all of that. But have I found or discovered myself? If I would discover how the first human really did come into existence, if I discover how the first plant came, if I can discover how the earth actually got here, if I can explain how the heavens and the stars, when I say the heaven, I mean the universe, the stars, the planets, the solar system, and all the things that we are out of grips and only can observe and can't touch, came into existence. How and what did I discover about myself into that thing? That's the premise and the thought of what I'm talking about through this whole video. What any good it do? I seen another video that was funny in a post that somebody put on, and there was a woman in the background. The guy was showing the earth is flat, and the woman said, "What damn difference do it make if the earth is round or flat? I'll still be forced here. Still be forced to live here and pay punk ass bills. So what does that damn matter?" Discovering yourself and discovering that has nothing to do with nothing. You can discover all that, but it's not but biggest discovery than you discovering yourself and who and how you operate. So whenever you do go and operate yourself out there with that knowledge, if you can apply that knowledge in your life where it's profitable, great kudos and excellent to you. So those are the facts and results I look for in things that I indulge myself into. Do you mind on Mr. Lopez, do you mind? Or Mrs. Lopez, I'm not sure. Expounding on where did your belief in heaven and hell come from, and when were you taught about it, and what did you learn it from? And that's on and that's on TikTok. So, and that's for anyone else. If you have thoughts, concerns, or comments about it as well, put it in the comments. Or whatever your school of thought, your spirituality, or your religion is, put into the comments. Where did you get it from? Where did you study it from? Or where did you first come into a grip with it? Did you discover it, or was it given to you as a place to explore, to discover a lot of things, and to find yourself and discover yourself in that? What's up, cuzzo? I can't get everybody's name on TikTok, but man, there's a list here. I do see a couple of my people because I know that they're my people. MK, what's up, bro? How you doing? I don't know how whatever that goes with that outside of your name. If I don't know your stream name and we're already friends, I don't know if they tell me that we are friends or already been friends, but thank you for joining. Put a 1 in the comment. That helps me with my algorithms. If you're my people, if you ain't, if you're here, it won't hurt. You already commented on it. You can put a 1 in the chat or a 2 in the chat. 1 for if you're brand new. 2 if it's you been here before. Thoughts and concerns, whatever. Put it in the comment. But do that for me. Give me the hearts. Give me the likes. Give me the shares. Give me the subscriptions or the following. Whatever it is. It's all free and it costs you anything. So thank you in advance for that. Okay, Mr. Lopez. He was born into a family of Christian people. I was as well too. And I do thank you for your comments, thoughts, and your concerns and your sharing. And if you gotta go, if I get a lot of views or not, it doesn't matter. The information, like I say, as to the individual and whatever my experience may be to help them in their life. That's what matters. If they never get to come back and say, hey, Rico, I appreciate your life. Or, hey, Rico, I love you and I appreciate everything that you do. It doesn't matter. As long as it can benefit them in their life and they can in some way, if it helps or if it hurts them and they cut it off in their life, cool. To you be the glory, for you are the God of your life. To you be the God that be the glory for the edifying of your life with whatever information. But I do thank you and I love you for that. You've given me the most comments here today. You've given me more interaction here today. And it's not that why I say that. I genuinely mean that because I used to be a Christian. I was raised up in a Christian home as well. Deep South Christian home, Southern Belt Christian home. I was a minister as well, abundant of cloths, ordained as well. But my understanding and my growth and discovering myself and discovering more and more into the making of the Bible or the scriptures or whatever, or what brought me to my conclusion of understanding now. And a lot of people won't go past that. They will stay into their giving thing that their family gave them, and that is their identity that was given unto them. And then the conformity until you transform into that thing, what causes a lot of pain and grief. And I call a lot of confusion into the spirituality of any religion that you're in. Then you'll wonder why your prayers, your tithes, your energy, your things are given into it from a good place, but it doesn't yield back what it said it would do. It will give you the fruitful life, the prosperity, the peace, the love. And then you still have things that happen in your life or shit that happen in your life that happen to the everyday people, where you're supposed to be separated and holy, and you're supposed to be took away from that, and you're supposed to be set aside for blessings and curses, and those that you bless, you will be blessed, and those that you curse will be cursed. But you have the same thing that comes upon you as those that seem that you have cursed. Well, the blessings may come less frequently to you than it did come to those that you've blessed. Yeah, I thank you too. So these are the truth of the things that we examine and we deal with. For me, that's what I've done. So discovering myself has helped me discover myself in all other things, or discover all other things in their truth for what they are, and not what I would want them to believe them to. I don't have to deal with why God, why me, why Lord. I'm a pastor. I'm a preacher. I'm a believer. I'm your child. Why are these things happening to me? I don't have to deal with the conflict of the promises and the joy and the gift and the good news of the gospel that's been preached when you're still living in the calamity of hell and life and the things of life that are caused by your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions to your thoughts. Your life are built by the bricks of the decisions you make with your internal thoughts. You are the God of your life. You are the creator of your life. Anything before and after, that's ancestral information. You know? So, as I said before, you can do that in religion, you can do that in your job, you can do that in your family, and you can still never discover yourself. You can die undiscovered to yourself. And the only way people view you is what the world thinks of you. As Jesus said, I know what they say about me, but what do you say? And for those that says and gives your testimony, how many of them has really discovered you or discovered themselves? What's up? What's up? What's up, TikTok world? Thank you for everybody over here. 136 views. Let me get your likes. Let me get the hearts up. And TikTok world, let me get the ones in the chat. Let me get the twos in the chat. Let me get the where you from. Let me get your thoughts, opinion, or views about it. Like I said, you don't have to say them in a negative way. You can agree or disagree. All that's welcome. All that's welcome. I've only been on here 32 minutes, and I'm gonna be honest. I know I covered a bunch of buttload of shit. I know I've covered and went in depth and talked a whole lot about a bunch of things that can be taken and broken down into different components. But I'm here for a minute. I'm here for a minute. What's up, Precious Hernandez? Let me get a 1. Let me get a 2 in the chat. What's up, Boss Lady? What's up, Flicked whatever. What's up, everybody over here? What's up, everybody over here at YouTube as well? So, have you discovered yourself? Are you on a journey for discovery of yourself? Or are you too busy searching out fame and riches? Are you too busy trying to discover a way out of your financial problems? Trying to discover your way into enlightenment and spirituality? Are you trying to discover yourself in Zen and perfect peace? Are you trying to discover yourself in other information that you're trying to improve and better yourself in however ways you want to improve or better yourself? Are you feeling incomplete, lacking? Are you feeling a void or absence of certain things in your life? I would say that there's no more of the lack of discovering yourself. The greatest find to be found in the world is you and yourself. X marks the spot. Search the world over for everything else, but everything else is inside of you and the answers that you need and the discovery to be made within yourself. I hope that makes sense. And I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. If you're on TikTok, if you want to come up, if you want to be if you want to say something, you got your thoughts and opinion. If you want to express your views and opinion about where you are in your walk or whatever it may be, if it's in your spirituality or whatever, if you have views and opinion and disagreements, let's get on up. Come on up, ask to be a guest. Request to be a guest. I invite you in. Leave it in the comments if I don't see it, and let me know what's going on. Brandon joined from you. What's up, Miss Brandon? Everyone else that's joined. Let me know that you want to come on and we can discuss these things. As I said before, if anyone gets into the comment section bashing or being negative or I'm going to say being aggressive with your thoughts and opinion about anything we talk about here, as far as being aggressive and really offending someone. Now, if your feelings hurt, you got to deal with that. But being aggressively and done it with an intent to do that, then you will be blocked and you'll be taken out. Well, I'm going to leave your comments up there because it helps my algorithm and it all analytics, and it also helps you display yourself. But if you're here and you want to join. Let me know that you're here and you want to join in the comment section, and we can go. We can continue to go deeper into whatever it is that you may want to say, or however, whatever. And I'm saying hi to everybody on here. I don't know how this works. If I bothered you by saying hi, I apologize. I'm still learning a lot on TikTok as well. But if you want to come on up and say hello, what up, however, say something. You're more than welcome to join. And that's only on TikTok. And if you're on YouTube, you have to leave it in the comment, and we'll talk about it. So this thing can be just as simple or just as complex, or just as simple or complex as you are. Everything I'm talking about are things that you're going to have to examine for yourself. No need to go to a psychiatrist. No need to go to a shrink. No need to go to an advisor. You're going to go inside of yourself and be truthful with yourself. And if things get hard for you to distinguish between your thoughts, your opinion, your views, find out the condemning thoughts, the condemning views about who and what you truly are. Not about the decisions you make, not about the decisions that you made and some of the actions that you've taken in life. You would know what's inside of yourself if it was jacked up, fucked up, or it wasn't right. If you said something to an individual that wasn't right, you would know it. If you swindled, lied, or cheated someone, you would know what's inside of yourself was right. If you misleaded or misguided someone, you wouldn't know what's inside of yourself. If that's right. That's how simple it is. Now, to what area, what position, what thought process, what interaction you have with individuals, that's the complexity. All of this deals with you figuring out and examining for yourself. This is the beautiful thing about self-mastery. No one can master you but you. There is nothing but one master. When it comes down to it, there's only one God, and that is you. The one God that's going to bring calamity, blessings, curses, prosperity, grievousness, hell, whatever it may be in your life, you that individual. Give me 1 second, because I don't want to get in trouble. But I do got my sugar on. I'm going to hit the truck off camera. So y'all give me a second. Even though my videos are not made for children or doing whatever, I had my black and white when I wanted to. But you're that guy. You're that individual. You decide to make those things. Your actions control that. Yes, I acknowledge that you could be in a relationship or you could be involved with other people that are inside of your life or as a part of your life, or some that you can't control. If you're born into a family that wasn't your control, outside of all the other teachings and knowledge of you signing the contract before you got here, different subject, different topic. But what I mean by is out of control is that you are here now and you're dealing with it. You can conform to everything that's given from you outside, and you can form that inside of you to make it adjust and fit everything that you're given outwardly. And this outward person is what's on display. This is your straw man. This is your fictitious person. But this is where you're going to get the God and the devil inside of your mind fighting in your conscience. This is where you're going to get the good and the evil, which I know they both have their place. You have your pros and your cons that you have to weigh out and that you have to examine. My thing is, how many of your pros and your cons come from within, or do they come externally? You know? Let me get these hearts up over here in the TikTok world. I see a lot of people joining, a lot of people coming in. If you're coming in, go ahead and put these hearts up in here. Go ahead and share the video. Let me go and hit me out. Put these things out here. If you're here, showed your face, it's either you're real individuals or TikTok is droning in people that's computer animated. And if you're computer animated and you got AI in, you know how to follow. Say what's up. Say hello. So, What is the greatest discovery you had in your life so far? What is the greatest finding you've had in your life before, up to this present moment? And is anything I said gonna encourage you or push you in the way to discovering and learning more about yourself and who you are? Will you take yourself back in time and reverse the wheels of time back to a place where you can remember in a conscious place whenever things happen and people in your family or your mother, your father, or grandparent, whoever raised you, however your circle of influence was, gave you information about things that you've had that you learned while you was out in society or you learned while you was inside of the household, and the answers that they're giving you. Did you accept those answers, or did they satisfy the question? That may be a whole nother topic and subject. Did it satisfy the question? Did it give you the answer that you were looking for? Did you accept that answer? Or did it satisfy it? Did it give you the answer? 9 times out of 10, when you go back and research, and you go back and search, the same way the beginning of your problem is the answer to your problem. Whether you accept it or reject it, there was a clear answer given. There was a clear thing given. Whether you accepted it to satisfy the question, whether you accepted the answer, or did it actually satisfy the answer, it's up to you to determine. Did you get? You feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Thank you for chiming. Say hello to everyone. Everyone that's here, everyone that's came in, and everyone that's left. I'm thankful for it. Thank you for all the badges and stuff they say that I could have earned, could have been your earning, and all these other things. I thank you for helping me get those things for the day. On the TikTok world, I thank you for being who and what you are. Thank you for liking. Thank you for later on coming to follow. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for, if you do listen to the subject, but you take yourself home and you begin, or you get in your quiet time and these things begin to work within you and you start to deal with, thank you for that. Thank you for opening yourself up to the possibility of more or greater or lesser. Just thank you for being willing to be a student of thyself. Self-mastery comes with being a student of thyself, and there's no other way it works. You can't master yourself, or you can't master anything unless you become a student of it. So in my self-mastery, I'm only out to master the discovery of myself. And I found that all truth and a lot of truth has been revealed in that journey and in that search. Even the truths in certain things that I thought that was religious at the time, financial, civic, economically, my bloodline, my heritage, a bunch of things. The truth has been revealed in that discovery. Knowing is better than believing. Knowing is having evidence of a fact that can be proven, tried, and tested. Believing is a theory and thought that's been tried and been tested with no evidence. That is the process of discovering, the process of finding the truth, the process of examining and evaluation, and the process of bringing things into full disclosure within yourself. But there's not too many people that want full disclosure of themselves. They prefer to tell a lie and tell themselves whatever makes them comfortable and allow them to sleep better at night. So that's more comfortable for you, and that's not a discovery. There's nothing lost unless it can't be found. Something misplaced can be found on top or beneath the ground. If it's lost, it can't be found. not by you or anyone else. There's a lot of things that we think that we found that really there's no fundamental basis in the things that we feel like we found. And then when we feel lost in that thought, ideal, or that situation, because we get information in it, we think we found revelation. We think we found new ways of viewing it and seeing things, but we haven't scratched the surface. Not when it comes to ourselves, maybe in that topic or that subject. Let's use it for example. Say if you want to be a doctor, and you go to school and you learn to be a doctor, and you be great, and you learn this, and you ace everything, and you learn how to do the operations, dealing with cadavers, or dealing with the other things, or learning how to cut and put the incisions and do the operations. But deep down inside, you can't stand the sight of blood. And it makes you want to vomit, makes you want to pass out, makes you nauseous. Discovering that about yourself will determine what type of doctor you will be. Does this shit make sense? Does this resonate with you? Does it begin to unravel or unveil itself? And out of here as well. Anybody in here trying to sell something on some other bullshit, you out of here. It just ain't no question about it. But anyway, have you? When you discover yourself, you may be able to see that thing about yourself and strengthen yourself in that situation, whereas it doesn't become a thing that you want to vomit on. It doesn't become weak, and you don't become nauseous when you see these things no more. You can do these surgeries and you can handle these things without any of those things because you know the truth and you've worked through those. So discovering that truth about yourself helps determine what type of doctor you are. Say if you don't, and you do that, and you have these things and you are able just to push it down, you're able to submerge it, you're able to lock it down until you finish the task, you come unraveled just as soon as that task is over with. And that's not healthy for you. Care how many people's lives you save, you can't save your damn self. It does no good. No matter how many successful operations you have, it does no good if you can't operate on your damn self in a sense. So if you can't be productive and healthy to yourself, then how good and healthy and productive are you going to be to someone else? Help me make sense of it. Help me make sense of it. Huh? It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be damn near impossible. And I might have spelled joining wrong, but I'm putting it in the comments anyway. So, let me close this. Whenever you find yourself in those places and doing those things, and you examine yourself in those places, you discover yourself. Say that if you're the carpenter, you learn to read, to take measure, you learn measurements, you learn shapes, you learn the building, you learn the blueprints, you learn how all that shit works. But you're afraid of heights. That will determine what type of carpenter you will be and what assets you will have into that field, or how far or how advanced you can get, and what limitations you have in that area. Thank you for everyone that's joining. If you're just not joining, let me get those hearts up. What's up, Joyce? What's up, C. Barrick 12.3. What's up, Karonomic Ende Kariga? What's up? So, from my perspective, discovering myself and continue to discover more and more about this island that I call the Rico Blatney. or the island of Rico Blatney. As I discover more and more on this island, I become more and more intrigued, more in awe, and I become more and more fascinated and in love with it. And I'm able to reciprocate that love outwardly because it's inwardly, if that makes sense. Discover yourself, find out who it is, find out what type of person you are. Examine those things, put them to the test. I'm telling you, it's the greatest discovery of a lifetime. What's up, dog? How you doing? And all it's showing me is that your name is joined, bro. I can't even see who and what you is. And it said, "What's up, dog?" So, what's up? What's up? What's up? Appreciate your likes and your comments. Thank you for coming in here. Let me get those hearts while you're in here. You just said, "What's up?" I don't know where you come in at, how long you've been listening. My name is John. What's up, John? I don't know where you came in and where you started listening. If you have any thoughts and opinions about discovering yourself being the great discovery of a lifetime or anything we talked about here, um, give your thoughts and opinion. If you want to be a guest and you want to come on up and give your thoughts, views, and opinion, whether they're agreeable or disagreeable, this is not a debate. This is an informational channel. And if anyone else has a problem with that, then I've already expressed that will be deleted or blocked. But if you want to come on up, request come on up. If you want to talk about anything that you heard before, or if you want a small recap and want to touch on that, you're welcome as well. And thank you to everyone else that's coming in, that's joining me on the TikTok. If it's your first time joining, dog, John, put a 1 in here. This is if you've come across my content or been on my channel before, put a 2 in the comment as well, and I greatly appreciate that. It helps me also with the analytics. It also helped me refresh my mind with those who I've communicated with and dealt with on here and talked to on here. Just a bit of familiarity with you. So, and like I said earlier, I think this is the biggest problem because, and I use my upbringing and my belief that I had before from in Christianity, trying to find my place in God and my position in God, has been someone who's always dreamed, had visions, thoughts, and able to hear things and see things that others only thought and heard about, and being able to regurgitate that, and they testify to it. I tried to find my identity in there. I had a life of drugs that I lived before too. And so when I ran to the thing that I knew was my default setting, yeah, I'm very country. Yeah, in a sense, that's what I was raised and born at, bro. It is what it is. South Carolina, that's where I'm from, South Carolina. A little town called Lancaster, in a smaller community called Beaufort. You have to read up on the wars about the General Beaufort that actually came through this little town. Back then it was called Waxhaw, but it's named after a general back in the Civil War. I'm close to 1K likes, and that's what's up. That's what's up. On a certain video or just in your profile period. And I don't know if I can just come from here and check you out, bro. 28 followers, 50 followers, contribute to the live. You told me your name was John. It says Rala John Dua. Okay. And that's what's up. Hey, you got 1K, go and follow me. I'll follow you. And that's cool. And how many likes you desire in your heart. I'm hoping and wishing for you to get triple, double, quadruple the amount of whatever it is you see. But yeah. But Nelly, I think I know you. But what's up? You might have went in and out. But so in that place there, when I found and so-called found my identity in there, I still didn't discover myself. There was still a lot of inward turmoil and contradictions and a bunch of confusion within my my members within myself. There was a bunch of shit inside of here that wasn't right for me. So, and I didn't get the peace, love, and the serenity that I have in discovering myself and discovering those things. Because every time I went to those things, and the more and more I discovered, it pointed outward of myself. It pointed more and more away from me. You know what I mean? What's up, Brother Lewis? Glad to see you back. You didn't ever know if you was a brother or a sister, because I don't want to keep saying it, and I'm going to assume that you're a brother. But I may be pronouncing the name wrong, but Lopez, what's up? Glad to see you back. And if you have any thoughts, concerns, or opinions that you've been doing before, you're more than welcome to put in here. Okay, that's great too over here on TikTok, Mr. John. You have to join my fan club so you can get a copy of the whole complete video. As I said before, TikTok won't. They always give me community guidelines, strikes for trying to upload things I've talked about in my lives. But if you join the fan club, I will be able to send you a copy of this, or if you message me on TikTok. And if you don't join my fan club, if any lives that I do on TikTok, if you message me, I'll give you a copy of it if you do it within the time frame. And that's fine as well. And I appreciate the rose whenever you do. And I appreciate you being you and who you are. Continue to grow within yourself and be your unique self, because there's only one you, and there'll never be another. I don't care how many others you create. So you be you and your unique self, and we all benefit from it. Love you and peace to you, bro. And yeah, Mr. Lopez, if you have thoughts and opinions or whatever else, you can also put them in here and let me know as well. We're talking about it. If there's anything while I'm out here talking, if there's anything about the Bible, you may have questions, thoughts, and opinion. I give my best to give you my evidence and my experience and my knowledge of whatever it may be, from a scripture to a book, down to the collection of from the Torah to the New Testament, to whatever it may be. If you have those questions, thoughts, and opinions, put them in the comment and we can address them. I'm here. That's what I'm here for. And if you're here, shit, I say, why not? You know? So give me 1 second. I got to go up here and check on grandbaby. And it won't take me but 2 to 3 minutes. So you guys hold on. I'm not going to pause it. So hopefully it'll still be good. But leave your thoughts and opinions and comments in here, and we'll talk about it. All right. I'm back. And just so you can know, my grandbaby's of her age, and they can handle and take care of themselves. I just went to check on them. But everybody on TikTok, thank you for joining. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the following. If you're in here, put a 1. If it's the first time I come across the channel, won't hurt anything, put a 2. If you've been here before, thoughts and concerns, if you need me to catch you up, put it in the comment section. And if you're on TikTok, if you're on YouTube, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining as long as you have. Thank you for your views. Thank you for your hearts. Thank you for your concerns or your comments. If you have a question about the topic and how it relates to you and what am I talking about, leave that in the comments as well. If you want to be a guest, you want to come up on TikTok, you have the opportunity to do it. You know? So, yo, what's up? So what about yourself have you discovered? What has been the greatest discovery about yourself? And this don't have to be about the discovery of yourself in totality, or what areas or what portions of your life have you became successful in. What's up, Cowboy Kel too? He said, "Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, is this your first time or your second time, or just the first time you come across? Put a one in the comment. And if this is not the first time you've come across my content, put a two in there. Man, I believe that I know who that is. What's up, Cho? Everybody don't know you by that. What up, Cho? How you doing? The fastest man I knowed on two damn legs in my whole entire life. GC baby. What's up, Gentle Cake? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I don't know how long you've been on, bro. I mean, I've been on for about an hour and 1 minute. But the topic is discovering yourself is the best discovery you will have. And I've been through various different scenarios or things or whatever. But if you got any thoughts, concerns, or if you want to share anything that you feel like you discovered about yourself, and what I mean by that is something that you discovered about yourself that wasn't given to you by your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your friends, your coach, your boss man, your girlfriend, or your wife. What have you discovered about yourself and within yourself that's either good for you or that you're happy with and that you're comfortable with? You know? What and then you're able to do that. And if anybody is on here, like I said before, want to join, talk about it. If it's easier to talk about it than to text. And okay. So homeboy says he's too easy going for people. And that is an honest assessment that you've made about yourself. No one has the right to tell you any different, right? That's a discovery about yourself. And for me to tell you that this is a good discovery, so now you can judge, you can control, and you have the jurisdiction over how other people treat you. And there's various ways of going about it. For me, it's being the way I've always been, Cho. You already know, Kel. I've been vocal about who and what I am. And I will treat you like this and that and that. And we're going to be good friends. And we do this. And if you ever do this and this and this, then you violated this. And we're going to do that. That's been one of the same greatest discoveries about myself as well. So how do you interact with people relies on, I'm going to say, two other categories. Business and pleasure. So what I've learned is, if I have no business dealing with you in any pleasurable capacity, I have no business dealing with you, period, because the business won't be profitable. If that makes sense. So the people that I deal with financially or physical or personally, I handle the same way. I don't want your money, your time, or your energy, and I'm not going to spend my time, money, your energy. And for those that I love and I decide to give my love to, whether you can return that back through favors, whether if I have to give you $5 to $10 here, help you work on your car, help you cut your grass, help you fix up your house, whether if I get none of that in return, that's on Rico. And I discovered that about myself. So I'm very particular about who I give away what's precious to me. And so that way people can't take you for granted. They can't take those things. They only can do those things if you allow yourself to be in that place to be taken. No, and they always done that. And people have always been that way, and they've always been that way. If you want to find out how somebody is, internally, put finances in front of or involved in anything that you're doing. I don't care if you felt like they had your back. They'll shoot and kill for you. They'll protect your life. They'll protect your family. They won't steal and rob for you. Put money in between you and the decision they got to make, and watch how quick your ass become monetarily dispensable. And we say these days, time once I quick to throw your ass under the bus for some things, whether if it's true or not. So it's good that you discovered that about yourself, bro. I'm happy you discovered that. Be true in your makings with yourself, and be true that what you have to offer, that someone has the right to take advantage of it, or they have the capability of taking advantage of it, and being able to accept that they're going to do it in the process of you offering it. This is what I call self-mastery. So this is the greatest discovery. Oh, somebody can't shit me. They can't get over on me. I've seen it before it happen. If I allow it to happen and you still did what you've done, I will be blessed off of who and what I have and what I've done versus of what and who you've done and who you are to me. They cost you more than they cost me. Does that make sense? And I bet that's a divine understanding, a divine revelation. It's just like if I don't want corn, I don't plant corn seed. If I don't want squash, I don't plant squash seeds. That's divine. And I know if I plant these things, then these things are going to bring about a certain result. It's going to bring about me a fruit, or going to bring about me results and evidence of the things that I've planted, sowed, and put my energy into. Whether they're good, bad, or if they're dwarfed, or if they're growed wrong and they're mutated or whatever, it's all me, bro. I've been on here for a while, and I appreciate everybody coming. Appreciate everybody for their love, concern, their thoughts, and everything else. Thank you for those that's come to watch it later on. For those that may watch it now and watch it live, I thank you for it. Thank you for subscribing or following me here on TikTok or YouTube world. Hit the notification and subscribe so you can stay up to date and you can keep up with what we got going on here. As I said, for the TikTok world, I'll be bringing a whole lot of different information than I normally bring from the YouTube world. And I'm learning a whole lot. So as I learn more and more, I teach more and more. But I only like to teach from things that I've experienced and have enough, I would say, substantial evidence or a substantial amount of information to regurgitate it. And as I go through, as I said before, this experience that y'all guys get to witness me go through my growth and whatever else I go through, that if I find growth or incorrection or error in anything that I teach, promote, or talk about, I will come back and correct it when I do. I haven't said everything is complete truth, but it's good enough truth for me and for my life. And it's truthful from what I know it, just as well as everyone else's. But I want to thank you for your love, your hearts, your concerns. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscribing. Thank you for joining the fan club on TikTok. If you joined TikTok and you didn't get the live and get it from the beginning, and if you want the rest of it, or if you want it from the beginning, you got 30 days to message me in the messenger, and I'll send you a copy of it. I don't think it costs you anything to join the fan club, but being a part there automatically gets you that too as well. Thank you for those that are on TikTok. Thank you for those that are on YouTube. Thank you for on YouTube joining the Inner Circle Ministry, and on TikTok, thank you for joining the Rico Blakeney. Stay tuned for more information. Continue to discover yourself. Continue to amaze and awe yourself, and continue to be the best component to the best living in life that can be. And it only can be lived through you, experienced through you, examined through you, and put to play for the world to have on display through you. I love you. Peace, peace, peace. And you guys have a great and wonderful day.